All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to a late night edition of Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all data sports. I mean, hey, me getting out of work late kind of worked out because we got some late night March Madness going on. U of M is playing right now, taking on UC San Diego. The score is 13-6. They are on a commercial break. Michigan 15-8. My fault. 15-8. Michigan got off to a very hot start, way better than what I predicted. We're going to go over where I think they're going to end up in the tournament, but we will be live reacting the entire show. I mean, the whole show is going to be revolving around this game. Once we get to halftime, we'll be talking some Pistons, some Lions, and we'll even preview what MSU is going to be up to tomorrow as they got their game tomorrow night as well. Super excited to be here with you guys late on this Thursday. We were off last week. Again, we just thank you guys for going with the motion of the show. A lot going on, but hey, I love being on when I'm able to be on. I love talking to you guys. I love talking sports. And right now we are at that exciting time with March Madness going on. We're going to see where these teams are at next week. But for right now, we got U of M taking on UC San Diego once again. My name is Christian Harvey. I am your host of Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We will be back with more U of M hoops after this. Stay tuned.
Hi, eSports Radio fans. This show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clinking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
All right, guys, welcome back to Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all data sports. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We got a very exciting night going on. Man, U of M is just killing it. We'll give you a score update in a second in the off chance that you guys aren't watching the game. But real quick, follow Gritsville USA, follow IE Sports Radio, follow all of our great shows. We have The links where you can find us down here at the bottom. We're on X or Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. That's where you can find everything related to Gritsville, USA, IE Sports Radio. Again, this is going to be my handle here for X. Twitter, I hate calling it X, I truly do. But for Twitter, Gritsville_IESR. You can also find my personal Twitter account there. And again, at IE Sports Radio for basically everywhere that you can be on social media. We are there as well. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in tonight. Obviously, this whole show is centric around the Michigan Wolverines. That's who we got on right now because it is March Madness time. It's already been an exciting day for hoops. For the chances where I was able to watch games when I was able to at work, like on a break or something, it's been exciting. Taryn, thank you so much for tuning in. I always know I can count on you to tune in. Thank you so much. Taryn, once again, he is the host of the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, which tonight also affects him as well because UC San Diego falls under his territory. And yes, he says, but go UC San Diego. To be fair, I'm going to get this out the way quick. I made a couple brackets. The one that I had submitted with our crew over at IE Sports Radio, I did have Michigan winning. I felt like I had to. The other one that I made, I did have UC San Diego pulling off an upset. This was a matchup I wasn't looking forward to at all. And I'll get into those reasons in a bit because, yes, Michigan right now is up 22-8. They're attacking the three early, getting to the rim, keeping UC San Diego at bay, rebounding well. But this is what worries me the most about UC San Diego, and this is what worries me about Michigan. Michigan is one of the highest turnover leading teams in the country. UC San Diego, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're ranked 4th in turnovers, like not committing them, but gaining them, basically, if that makes sense. So it's basically going to be a war of attrition here. 22-10 right now for the Wolverines, but man, when the second half comes around, like it's really almost a tale of two halves for Michigan. Michigan, they can be pretty good in the first half, but early second half, they start falling apart. So I'm not going to start celebrating too early. I mean, we almost saw a crazy Clemson comeback from McNeese State. McNeese State was putting belt to ass on Clemson earlier. Clemson almost came back, but that was the game that Clemson should have ran away with. But hey, this is the tournament. Nothing is a guarantee anymore. It's good to see St. John's up against Omaha now. Omaha got to them early, but St. John's looks like they're taking control back. But no, we're just going to be here live reacting to the entire game. So if you're in the chat, please feel free to chime in. I mean, I'm just going to be sitting here reacting to what I'm seeing on the screen. We got about 8.5 minutes left in the half. UC San Diego currently with the ball. Again, U of M off to a great start. They're 9 for 17 right now in shooting, equating to about 22 points. Again, they are attacking the three rather early, rather quickly. They're 4 for 9 at the three. UC San Diego just hit one right now. Yikes. But we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it moving. For those that are unfamiliar, the Big Ten tournament concluded, obviously, on Sunday right before the selection show. Michigan did win that. Bang, another three. 25-13. Nice. Michigan won the Big Ten tourney. Yeah, apparently it didn't really matter much with seeding as much as I thought it would. But as I was listening to 97.1, which is Detroit's radio station that they got all the great shows on there as well, contrary to what a lot of people may believe. They went rather deep into how, the tournament really doesn't matter. And they brought up a good point. It's not like the Big Ten tournament is only the only major conference tournament that really happens on that Sunday. And it's kind of like the lead up to the selection show. So it's not like all of a sudden whoever wins the tournament, we're gonna completely rearrange our board. The committee, whoever decides the seeding, that's already predetermined way before the conference tournaments start. I'm sure they have contingencies to where something crazy happens. Like, hey, what if Iowa, a terrible team, goes on a run and somehow wins the Big Ten tournament? Like, yeah, they're going to have to take that into account, that any of these teams they didn't have in there could go on a David versus Goliath run and win the tournament. So it seemed like it was already predetermined that Michigan was going to be the 5th seed. I do feel good to win the Big Ten. Now, this is what's stupid, because you have a lot of Michigan State fans that are like, well, technically we won the Big Ten because, yes, they had the best regular season Big Ten record, but then U of M won the tournament. So it's been a huge back and forth of who actually won the Big Ten, because MSU fans are saying, well, we won it. U of M fans are saying, well, we won the tournament. But you're correct though, Taryn. Michigan didn't win it by waltzing through that tournament. They had to earn it. That Wisconsin game was ugly as hell. You could tell that both teams were gassed. Because that tournament, like, they're playing like back to back days, so they were just gassed at that point. And at that point, it was just going to be a matter of who was going to come out on top at the end. That team just happened to be Michigan. I know that in the IE Sports Radio group chat, I was here thinking like, hey, Michigan wins the tournament. That could potentially move them up to a 3rd seed, to a 4th seed. Didn't happen. They were a 5th, which was very surprising. What was more surprising was that they had a team like Maryland ranked as a 4th seed in the tournament. I'm like, okay, like Michigan, I thought at worst should have been a 4, not a 5. And then you have them putting Michigan up against UC San Diego, who again is a team that excels on the turnovers, whereas Michigan is one of the worst teams with turnovers. So it seemed like they had already set Michigan up to fail. Plenty of game left right now, but Michigan is up 10. We are up 10 right now. There's about 7 minutes left in the half. We're just coming back from a commercial break. But no, it was awesome to see U of M win, and especially in Dusty May's first year, too, as head coach. This is his 3rd NCAA appearance as a head coach. His first 2 were with Florida Atlantic. Thank you so much, Glenn, for tuning in. Got to go back and watch your show. I was just finishing up work on my way home. I got to go back and watch yours, but I thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And you got Michigan facing Michigan State in the Sweet 16. Do I think it will happen? Man, it would be great. As much as I want to like Michigan, and I love Michigan, I'm not one of those slappies. I didn't go to U of M, so it's not like I'm like a diehard. But between the two, I like U of M more. I don't mind either one. I'm probably one of those people that both sides find annoying because I'm not really committed to one or the other. If I had to choose, gun to my head, I would go Michigan. Michigan was who I've rooted for the longest, but I don't have anything against MSU. Do I think? Oh boy. Okay, yep. UC San Diego just got points off a turnover, 25-17. As far as your question, Glenn, that's so hard to say because, like I was mentioning, in the IE Sports Radio bracket group that we got going on, I had Michigan winning the round of 6, getting in the round of 64, but I have them getting upset in the round of 32. I do. I really do think Michigan's turnovers are going to be a problem. Now, yes, the Big Ten tournament, it was surprising that they were able to regroup after what was really a harsh last couple months for them. They did not have a good last couple months. They barely skated by teams. They had to, against a terrible Rutgers team, they needed an insane game winner for that one. It's hard to read Michigan. Right now, Danny Wolf just missed an easy one. Full disclosure, I have MSU as my champion. In the 2 brackets that I made, I've had Michigan State winning the entire thing. I think this is the one year where Tom Izzo is finally going to get his. I'll get more into that later. But as far as U of M goes, as much as I would love to see them getting in the Sweet 16, and yes, you're absolutely right again, Taryn, if they face one another, oh my God, the state of Michigan is going to tear itself apart if that comes to be the case. And of course, you're going to have the MSU fans coming in with the little bro talk to Michigan because where Michigan excels at football against MSU, basketball has kind of been more MSU's thing than Michigan. Now that being said, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like MSU is some basketball dynasty because they're not. As great as Tom Izzo is, he really needs another championship under his belt because the one from like 24 years ago, my guy, like we can't keep celebrating that one. We truly can't. You got to get another one. I can't recall the last time that MSU was in a championship game. I know that they've been in the Final Four a couple times, but I can recount the previous times that U of M has been in the championship game. They should have won that Louisville one, let me tell you. But anyways, it will be absolute chaos. It's going to be so much. There are some people I hate on both sides that I see on social media. There's one dude that's an MSU fan that truly everybody, including MSU people, hate him. He's a disaster every time that MSU and Michigan plays. For all my Michigan people, if you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it, but you know exactly who I'm talking about. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get very ugly on social media if we have a Sweet 16 matchup between both Michigan and MSU. It'll be nasty if MSU wins that, which at that point, if we get to that point, I fully expect it. Michigan, the 2 times they played MSU in the regular season, it just looks like they've had no interest in playing the game whatsoever. You see San Diego's coming back a little bit. 28-21 is the current score. Got to settle down here. There we go. 30-21. So yeah, if MSU wins that game, I fully expect Sparty fans to be unbearable. But if Michigan somehow continues their run they're going on, hold on, I'm trying to see if they're going to call this a foul. If so, that's kind of weak. Hold on, we're on timeout real quick. That's a weak call. I can see why, but that's weak. Used to San Diego shooting for 2 right now, but yeah, if you allow U of M to win that game, if they get to the Sweet 16, oh my God, Sparty fans are not going to hear the end of it. And to be fair, wouldn't blame U of M fans for going crazy on it. Brian, that's who you are with BCBU and Northeastern. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're not really committed to a team, like, it's not, like, what are you going to do? Like, I didn't go to any of these schools. Like, I understand if you want to be a diehard, you want to be a slappy, if you attended one of these schools. But, like, I didn't. I have no skin in the game. This is how I grew up to be a fan of both. My stepsister, she went to Michigan State. When she met her now husband, he was a U of M grad. When I was younger, I thought he was the coolest dude on the planet, and I knew he went to U of M. So I knew he liked U of M. I'm like, you know what? If he likes U of M, so do I. That's quite literally how my U of M fandom began. I grew up liking MSU because that was just what my stepsister, who I was really close with, that's where she went to school. She had all the MSU merch. And then when she met her now husband, I was like, nah, I'm going to U of M. He likes U of M. And that's just really funny. But yes, thank you, Brian, for watching. Brian is the host of one of our newer shows, the Beantown Sports Pound. They're covering everything Boston, basically. Give his show a check, or check out his show. Phenomenal stuff. Brian, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. But yeah, some exciting stuff. Looks like we're taking another timeout. It is 32-22. Michigan's still up 10. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm really nervous for what the second half's going to bring. Because like I said, Michigan is not a second half team. They are truly not. They come out the gate and they're just sluggish. They are sluggish. And UC San Diego, I mean, they're being little pests right now. Taryn, remind me. Well, what is what's the mascot for UC San Diego? I know I just saw it on the screen. I see they have like a trident. The Tritons. They are the Tritons. If I'm even saying that right. Cool, I guess. That's a cool name. Yes, right. Northeastern's in double overtime of the Hockey East Finals. Hey, man, I don't blame you. If it was another school that I was passionate about, I'd probably have that on over it. But no, still, thank you so much for tuning in, man. I appreciate you so much. Man, we're gonna get into some exciting stuff at half. Like I said, we're gonna be talking U of M hoops all through until halftime. Halftime, we are gonna be touching base on the Pistons, some Lions free agency stuff because I haven't been able to talk about free agency. My fiance right now just showed me their mascot. That's a funny looking guy. But yeah, Lions free agency. We'll be touching base on that. I'm not the biggest fan, but we're gonna go over that in a bit. But we can take a look here right now while they're on commercial break exactly who Michigan would be up against next, if we even get to that point. Again, I don't remember, in all honesty, because I had them losing in that one regardless. So let's see who we got going on here. Let me pull up my tournament challenge. All right. If Michigan wins this game, Texas A&M. Texas A&M just won their matchup tonight against Yale. Only beat Yale by 9. I mean, I'm not. What? I mean, maybe I am wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be scared of Texas A&M. Maybe I should have picked Michigan to go up against MSU in the Sweet 16. I'm supposed to be scared of a team that can only beat an Ivy League school by 9 points. Like, I got it. They're Yale. Yale has been kind of consistently good. As far as my knowledge goes of Ivy League basketball, I'm not going to pretend to sit like I know. But what? I'm supposed to be scared of a team that could only beat Yale by 9? Am I supposed to be scared of any team that's barely beating some of these joints? Like, come on now. I don't know. We just got some fun stuff going on tonight. UCLA is going to town on Utah State, just like how I thought. Man of the hour, Dusty May. I'm telling you, if this is Dusty May's first year that win the Big Ten tourney, just be consistently good in the Big Ten, Michigan's going to be a force to reckon with going forward. Why didn't you take the bucket there? Okay. Trying to throw them off the rhythm. All right, let's slow up. Yeah, you see already. San Diego already has 8 points off turnovers. That is absolutely unacceptable. I think U of M has 5, but still. 8 of San Diego's 22 points have come off turnovers. Like, come on now. There we go. Golden's just a beast, man. Absolutely just phenomenal. Oh, my God. Another 3 for San Diego, 34-25. We got 2:30 left. Oh, man. All right, those in the comments. Who are you rooting for? Who's your team in this tournament? Golden again. Let's go, man. I know we got the women's tournament coming up, too. I know that both Michigan State and Michigan are in there. As far as my knowledge goes, I know that I don't expect both to go far from my knowledge of women's basketball goes. Women's basketball, you really have your clear cuts of like who's really great. Like you have Texas, you have South Carolina, you have USC, you have UConn. This men's tournament, I mean, I don't really think there's a clear club. Oh God, why would you take that shot, man? At least we got the rebound. Why are you taking it again? Why are our 7-foot bigs taking 3-point shots? What are we doing, man? But yeah, this men's tournament, like I truly had a hard time picking who is going to win. Like Auburn doesn't impress me. Duke doesn't impress me. I mean, Cooper Flag goes down, your team is decimated. St. John's, I mean, they're only up 5 against Omaha right now. And like I said, like I picked Michigan State to win the men's tournament overall. But even then, I feel like I just did it because I had to. And yes, like I said at the beginning, I do feel like this is Michigan State's time to finally get it. And I would be happy for Tom Izzo to get his second championship. I feel like for his legacy, he needs one. We keep talking about like, what's the annoying thing that Spartan fans do? They're like January, February, Izzo. Like they say like Izzo instead of March, as if Tom Izzo has done anything. Like, get out of here with that. But I'm excited to see what Michigan State does tomorrow. There we go. Another easy bucket. We're up 13 now. Area 51, man. We would not be anywhere near this tournament if we didn't have them. We got less than a minute left. As soon as we hit the triple zeros. Oh, they call traveling on UC San Diego? Nice. This is a comfortable lead. This is comfortable enough going into halftime. I'm still nervous as hell, though. Don't get me wrong, because Michigan can fall apart. I have not seen a team fall apart like them in a long time. But this is they almost turned it over again. Man, we gotta calm down here. What the hell was that sequence? They were like, what now? UC San Diego players down. Looks like he got stepped on. Did he get stepped on? Oh, Golden, like, oh man, yeah, he needs a second. Golden, like, fell over him, and the dude, like, folded like a folding chair. Yeah, he's gonna need a minute. Ow! Yeah, he's gonna need a second. His back's probably broke now. Not really. Like, he's up, he's walking, he's fine. But he just needs, if you have a big old boy like Golden falling on top of you, like, yeah, you're gonna need a minute to get up. But yeah, I'm still nervous. We're gonna see how Michigan comes out the second half. There's 18 seconds left in the half. I think it's safe to say I'll give you guys the score update once the half's over. But we are going to take a break right here. When we come back, we will be touching base on like I mentioned, the 3 other teams we got going on. But once again, you guys have been watching Gritsville USA right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We will be right back after this. In any second.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at iSports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making iSports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's happening, sports fans? Are you a fan of Southern California sports? Are you looking for a show hotter than a hot summer day in California? Then look no further than the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, where I talk about all things Southern California sports. That's right, all sports teams from Southern California. From the hard-hitting tackles of the NFL, to the killer crossovers and big three-pointers of the NBA and WNBA, to the grand slams of the MLB, to the bone-chilling goals of the NHL, and to the booming kicks of the MLS, the SoCal Supreme Sports Show has it all for you. Oh, and let us not forget about the college sports as well. So join me, Taryn Rodriguez, every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, guys, welcome back to Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We are now officially at halftime with the U of M UC San Diego game. The score is 41-27. Michigan lead going into the half. We will be going back to live reacting right when the second half is over. But for right now, we still got some business to attend to with some of the other teams going on. First and foremost, we are going to be talking about the MFing Detroit Pistons. I'm so damn happy for this team right now. Last night, they got a chance to show the country, the world, whatever, the type of team that they are. They finally got flexed to a game on ESPN against the Miami Heat, and it was one of those games where they were not at their best. It was quite ugly to begin with, as a matter of fact. Miami was taking care of business. The team wasn't settling down. But, man, this is like, it's the namesake of the damn show. A team full of grit. That is what these Detroit teams that aren't named the Red Wings are about. Just a whole ton of grit. And last night showed it, because last night, Cade Cunningham hit a game winner on national TV last night. 3-point bucket to win it. Ice in his veins. Cade motherfucking Cunningham with the game winner. This man, I can go on for about an hour about how this man's going to be a future MVP, future Hall of Famer. I'm not even playing. The leaps and bounds that he has taken from last year, and yes, a lot of it was attributed to coaching and the situation that this team was in last year. Last year was terrible. You had Monty Williams and Troy Weaver. Well, you had Monty Williams come in, but Troy Weaver is still adding onto just the absolute decimation of the Detroit Pistons franchise. Tom Gores, credit to him. You can say whatever you want about Tom Gores. He was not afraid to eat the contract of Monty Williams because Monty Williams was signed to the largest coaching contract in NBA history. We had to convince him to come here, and that was already trouble sign number one, that he didn't want to come here, but you kept moving the price up just to convince him to be here. He took it, obviously, because who's going to say no to that type of money? He came in here, didn't give a fuck about anything. And credit to Tom Gores, he recognized his mistake, and he cut him loose. Didn't matter how much the buyout was. He knew it wasn't going to work. You cut loose Troy Weaver. You bring in Trajan Langdon, who has built a phenomenal roster. You finally had put support around Cade Cunningham to the point where you lose Jaden Ivey on New Year's Day and you don't skip a beat. Jaden Ivey was the number 2 on this team. His leg destroyed on New Year's Day. I don't remember if you guys, for those that were watching me on New Year's Day, I was watching that game live, and I had to live react to Jaden Ivey breaking his damn leg on air. And I was decimated. And I remember saying, well, the season's over. But if anything, they just kept turning up and up and up and up to the point where now they are in the 6th seed. If these damn Indiana Pacers and Bucks could just lose, we would be higher than that. But the Pacers are so damn annoying that they just can't lose. Point aside, the Pistons made themselves known. And it's crazy. It's crazy. You watch these sports shows, you watch these sports debate shows, and they're talking Pistons. Like, yes, they talk about the teams they always talk about. They talk about the Lakers. They talk about the Knicks. They talk about the Celtics, about the Warriors. But now it seems like I'm seeing a lot of Pistons talk everywhere. Not just in Detroit media. On the national media scale, this team is noticing. And I have a message to Shaquille O'Neal. Fuck you, first and foremost, for saying that this team is boring and that you're not paying attention. Stop being so ass hurt that your precious 04 team, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, couldn't beat the going to work team. All right? It's over. Get over it. You couldn't get the job done. I'm sorry, my guy, but that doesn't mean that you're going to sit here and pretend like you're not taking notice of the Pistons team or that they're boring. What's boring about them? Tell me one boring thing about this Pistons team. I will wait. Tell me what's boring about a team that has been they were historically bad last year. 28 losses in a row, remember? They were historically bad. They have made a tremendous turnaround, and you're gonna sit there, nah, this team is boring. No one cares. No one watches the Pistons. Like, shut up, my guy. No one cares. How about you talk actual hoops? You want to sit here and be like, everybody just talks about the Lakers and the Knicks. Like, all right, but then you're here being like, the Pistons are boring. The Pistons are probably like the best story in basketball right now. They truly are. Name me a better story in the NBA than the Pistons. There isn't a better one. There's not. Brian, you're right. I would love a Celtics-Pistons second-round matchup. I'm convinced here that I think the Pistons go toe-to-toe with anybody. I really think they could. And now you have the national discourse media saying, well, if the playoffs were to start tomorrow, the Pistons would currently be seated up against the Knicks. You have Stephen A. Smith, and yes, I know Stephen A. Smith says batshit crazy stuff a lot of the times, but like he's here saying, like, if the Knicks don't have Jalen Brunson because he's hurt, watch out for this Pistons team. And he even finished with, even if they do have Jalen Brunson, still watch out. Nobody wants to play against the Pistons, man. And we're only going to get better. Cade is only going to continue elevating his game. We're going to get Jaden Ivey back. Oh, and for the love of God, the league better hope that the Pistons, the current Vegas favorite to land Devin Booker, you better pray that doesn't happen. I'm telling you, you better pray that doesn't. Yes, there's a discourse of, well, who would we give up? Because obviously we'd have to give up somebody. Obviously, I think the first name to come up would be Jaden Ivey. As much as I love Jaden, throw him, plethora of first-round picks, get Devin Booker, who Michigan, very notable Detroit sport fan favorite. This dude was wearing a Grand Rapids Griffins jersey after the All-Star game. What kind of dude owns a Grand Rapids Griffins jersey? This man wants to be here. He just can't say it. So watch out for Devin Booker this offseason, because I swear to God, if we make that happen, every team better watch out. Give Cade a sidekick, and I really wish Jaden Ivey didn't get hurt, because we could have seen what those two could have done. Jaden's a phenomenal player. He really is. I'm not going to stand for any slander towards Jaden Ivey because of what happened last year, because for whatever effing reason, Monty Williams had a thing against him. Watch out for when he comes back next year. If whether this Devin Booker thing happens or it doesn't, watch out for Jaden Ivey. But this team is so damn fun, man. And I'm so glad they got to show that last night. They got to show the world what this team is about. And right now, even if Detroit secured a postseason basketball spot, the Pistons could lose every single game for the rest of the season, and they'll still at least be the 10th seed in the play-in. So there's postseason basketball no matter what for this Pistons team. But right now, they're I think 6.5 games up, 5.5 games up on Atlanta for the 7th seed, and 7th through 10th, for those unfamiliar with the NBA, are the play-in spots. Get that man off my TV. It's Shaq, for those that are wondering. But the Pistons are currently locked into a playoff spot, meaning they avoid the play-in, and they're going right into the playoffs. They're currently tied with the Bucks. I think the Bucks are playing right now, if I'm not mistaken. I'm actually about to check that real quick. They're currently tied with the Bucks. The Bucks are playing right now. They're putting belt to ass on the Luka-less Lakers right now, but they're playing. But the 4th through 6th seed right now, the Pacers, the Bucks, and the Pistons have consistently been within 2 games of each other. There's still plenty of regular season left. All it takes is another run. I mean, the Pistons have only lost 4 games in the month of March, and I had projected them to lose. I projected them to lose what? I think it was at most 5. They're at 4. Now, granted, one of them was an absolutely unacceptable loss against the Wizards, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like every good team doesn't have a shit game once in a while. There were some teams last year that lost to the horrific Pistons team of last year. There were some teams that did. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that every game is a cakewalk, while on paper, yes, some games should be. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that that's always the case. Because, yes, they did lose to the Wizards. As unacceptable as that was, it happened. As far as the rest of the month is concerned, we got the Mavs tomorrow. We got the Pelicans on Sunday. The Spurs next week. The Cavs again next week. And the Timberwolves. The next 3 should be boop, 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 boop. Easy walking. The last 2, depends. But they kept it close against the Thunder. That was absolutely egregious to see Cade get thrown out of that game, but I wasn't on air with that, so I'm not going to talk about it. They kept it close against the Warriors. They kept it close against the Clippers. These games that they're losing against quote-unquote better teams, they're keeping it close at least. This team is just so damn exciting, man. They're such a fun team. We're going to keep talking Pistons every week. They're always going to be the main thing, with the exception of tonight, because tonight is about U of M. But, man, I love this Pistons team. And even if you trade for Devin Booker or not, they're only going to get better. Only going to get better. Phenomenal team. Super excited to see where they go from here. But I'm just glad they got their moment in the sun. And it looks like their moment in the sun is going to continue to stay. So I'm super happy with that. Man, I just went off on a tangent with the Pistons right now, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk a little bit Lions. I'm not gonna go deep into it. We're just gonna do basically a quick early free agency recap, with my comment being it's not enough. Yes, we signed DJ Reed, who I think is an improvement over Carlton Davis. And you got him for cheap, too. You got him for way less than what I thought DJ Reed was going to go for. 3 for, I think it was $48 million. And to compare, Carlton Davis went for 3 for $60 to go to New England. And yes, New England had to pay the New England tax, meaning we need to pay you extra to come here. But the fact that we got DJ Reed 3 for 48, that was some crazy work. Other than that, everything else I've been super unimpressed with. And it's so stupid too. Some of these Lions fans are really dumb. I had a guy comment on the Gritsville page. I didn't even respond back, mainly because I was at work and I forgot to. But I made a post about how the Bears and the Vikings they're making a lot of good moves in free agency. And then I'm here like, okay, they're making these good moves. What are we doing? And then this guy was like, okay, just because they're making good moves doesn't make them better. Like, you can't be worrying about that. Like, are you stupid? Like, the Vikings were already 14-3 with the roster they had. They had been making some excellent moves this offseason. The Bears, they completely revamped their O-line. Not to mention, hey, this Bears team almost beat us at home on Thanksgiving. But you got to give the guys a chance. We had a top defense before everybody got hurt. Okay, that's fine and dandy. That doesn't mean you stand pat. Guess what? With the defense that we had, what, you thought we were going to go 17-0? You really thought we were going to go 17? Not that they were saying that, but that's kind of what you're saying. We lost 2 games. And one of them was early on before anybody important got hurt. The only game we lost, yes, was against the Bills, and then until we inevitably lost a game in the divisional. We need to improve. Where did we improve on the defensive line and the edge? With Hutch, you cut Zadarius Smith. Yes, he could still come back, but what was the early free agency answer for that? Oh, I know. Let's resign Marcus Davenport for a year. You think that's the solution? And I understand the draft still is happening, but we picked 28th. Who do you think we're going to get? Who are we going to get at 28? That's going to be such a disruptor when you still have Trey Hendrickson out there. What, does Cincinnati have money still to get him? As far as I'm concerned, Trey Hendrickson is still available, and you're not doing anything about it. Yes, edge rusher money is going crazy right now. Have you seen some of these deals that edge rushers are getting? Crazy work. I understand that. Hutch is going to get his payday regardless of him snapping his leg in half. He's still going to get his. But guess what? The salary cap doesn't exist. It keeps going up every few years. Look at the Myles Garrett deal. In 3-4 years' time, that's going to be considered a discount. You're in the window to win now. And we're not doing anything about it. And that is what's highly bothering me. We're just standing pat and being content with who we have. Today, yes, they made a signing I liked for depth. They signed Rocky Ya-Sin to a 1-year deal, and I liked that. I liked that move. I like depth because we still need depth in the secondary. But the D-line is still not good. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, for those that like to say that, oh, Brad Holmes drafts really great. He drafts really well. Last year is borderline his first miss in the draft. If you pay attention to like PFF grades or whatever, you can see that last year the Lions draft class was, I think, bottom 5. And yes, Terrion could still become great. I fully expect him to. We didn't see much of Rakestraw. But it's kind of bad that, and I'm probably going to get crucified for this, that I really don't remember who else we drafted last year because they made no impact. And yes, it's hard to compare every draft class to the ones like Aiden's draft class, or the Sewell St. Brown one, or the crazy ass Gibbs, Laporta, Brian Branch one. Like, I understand. Not every draft is going to be a home run, but we still have Lions fans out here thinking that Brad Holmes can do no wrong. What have we done to make this team better? I don't think we've done anything. DJ Reed, yes, was an improvement on the secondary over Carlton Davis, because the number one thing that he provides that Carlton Davis doesn't is health and availability. And the fact that I do think DJ Reed is a better corner as well. Does he have a penalty issue? Yes. Is it smart to put him up with Terrion, who also had a penalty issue? Probably not, but I fully expected discipline to come into play here. And yes, some of DJ Reed's penalties were like referee stupidity, but like, where have we gotten better? I haven't seen it yet. And yes, I know in the past, Brad Holmes has made some late free agent moves. We could still make a trade. I still think we should very much be in on Trey Hendrickson. If you got to trade number 28 to get Trey Hendrickson, at least you're getting a known commodity versus somebody who might not work, and then you're screwed. The reality is these teams are getting better. I'm not going to sit here and allow somebody to say, well, it doesn't matter. Free agency doesn't automatically make you better. Blah, blah. Like, that's a fucking lie. Like, the discourse around free agency is like, well, spending money doesn't mean you get championships. And yes, that's the case. But look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They spent money on Saquon Barkley, and that was the piece they were missing. The Eagles don't win the Super Bowl without Saquon Barkley. They had to spend money on Saquon Barkley, and they did. And they re-upped him. The Lions don't win a Super Bowl without having somebody else up on that D-line opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. I really wanted to see Zadarius Smith, and I know I got to wrap this up here, do the last commercial break because the second half's about to start, but I really wanted to see Zadarius Smith lined up with Aiden Hutchinson, and we couldn't see that because he cut Zadarius. And we've done nothing to replace him except re-sign Marcus Davenport. He's going to last 3 games. Anyways, I'm done ranting about the Lions. I just felt like it's middle of March. It's not even important. It doesn't matter. That's the early free agency recap. That's all I got for the Lions. Take that what you will with it. We are going to take one more break. The second half has started. We will see where Michigan's at after we come back from this break. Once again, you guys are watching Gritsville USA right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be back after this.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson.
It's your boy, Dentarius Lava.
And we are the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That give you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
Are you a fan of Minnesota sports? Do you love the Vikings and hate the Packers? Are you a fan of the Timberwolves, Twins, Wild, Lynx, St. Paul Saints? Here on the Bold North Breakdown, we'll talk about all of those professional teams as well as all the college teams in the area. That's your basketball teams, football, hockey, volleyball, men's and women's sports alike. We talk about them all. Here on the Bold North Breakdown. Join me, your host, Glenn Ritter, every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central to discuss all that is happening in the Minnesota sports scene. Here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
All right, guys, welcome back to Gritsville, USA, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We are back with some second half action in the U of M UC San Diego game. U of M is still up 42-32 right now. And we're just going to continue live reacting. We're not going to do the whole second half. Otherwise, I mean, you guys know how college basketball goes. If the game's close, they call timeouts. Timeouts take 2 minutes each. Each team has like 7 million timeouts. We're not going to be doing that. So we'll be going up to a certain point to where maybe I feel comfortable enough to like, you know what? Michigan's got this down on lock. But we're going to see where that's at. But again, thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Super glad. I mean, I hope you guys are also watching the U of M game alongside to maybe listen to me run out of breath talking about the Lions and their interesting free agency. But it's been a fun one so far with U of M, UC San Diego. U of M still currently up 10. I'm just kind of, is it bad that I'm kind of waiting for the wheels to fall off a little bit? Because that's kind of what I'm doing. UC San Diego is kind of locking up on defense a bit. Okay. All right. I got a feeling we're in for a fun second half. Oh Lord. 42-34. I'm telling you guys, this is how it was going. This is how it's gonna be. Why are you shooting from there? Okay. All right, guys. Okay, it's 42-36. I'm telling you. I know Terrence's watching. You're right. They're locked in right now. Ooh, U of M got to take a timeout. Yikes. I'm telling you, man, U of M, whenever they come out the half, it's like they go from being a collegiate team to playing little kindergarten basketball. They just kind of forget how to play. Yikes. I told you guys. I promise you, I told you guys. I'm not even surprised. I can't even sit here and be mad about it. I told you this was exactly what was going to happen. I know these things. Checking in on stat-wise. Let's see where we are going on. We got Trey Donaldson in. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Danny Wolf, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Golden's been our high scorer with 12 points, adding on with 4 rebounds. Burnett with 6 points, 3. And Jones, get Jones off this team, man, with nothing burger. We're going to need some guys to step up here. We're getting a little too close for comfort with this one. We'll check in on some other games right now. Like, I know this is the Michigan show, but, you know, this matters in the grand scheme of things. St. John's finally performing like the number 2 seed. They're now finally up 20 on Omaha. You got Texas Tech up 4 against NC Wilmington. I kind of need Texas Tech to lock in here. I took them at -15. Only being up 4 before halftime is unacceptable. So I need you to kind of lock in here because I took them at -15. So lock in. And those are the 3 games we got going on right now. UCLA absolutely manhandled Utah State. Drake got the upset against Missouri. Good for them. This weird ass Mountain Dew commercial, I'm telling you. An interesting one. That's one of my favorite things about March Madness are all the commercials. You see Spike Lee, Samuel L. Jackson, and Charles Barkley every commercial break in a Capital One commercial. Today, when I was at Buffalo Wild Wings for lunch at work, just watching the games, I saw the old classic Geico commercials with that one serious-looking guy was like, "Do pigs sing or whatever?" And then you had the pig going, "Wee!" like in the card. Like, March Madness brings out the fun, old-fashioned commercials, man. Like, that's also why I enjoy watching this stuff. Sometimes it's not even for the basketball. It's to see like the old-fashioned commercials that I grew up on, man. Tomorrow is gonna be such a fun slate. I can't wait for the MSU game mostly because I have a feeling that Bryant's gonna make it interesting. Oh my God! Another Michigan turnover. Someone shoot me. And the announcer just said it. And another Michigan turnover. Wow. Jesus. Oh, sure. Let them get a 3. 42-39. Where was the lie I had? Where was the lie? Nice. Trey Donaldson with the 3. Michigan's up by 6 now. I told y'all though. I told y'all the wheels were gonna come off. Oh, come on! It's 45-42. This is some funny shit right here, man. No way. I'm sorry. Who was it that said they had Michigan and MSU in the Sweet 16? Glenn. Yeah, Glenn said it. Glenn, is not going to happen. I know you asked, do you think that will actually happen? My guy, it is not going to happen. There's no way. I'm convinced. I'm convinced Michigan could be up by like 50 at halftime. And by the time the game's over, they're going to either win by 2 or lose by 1. I'm not even playing, man. This team is hilarious. Oh, God, please don't. Oh, my God. All right. Michigan ball. Let's settle down a bit. I got to settle down a bit. Another timeout taken. See, this is the great thing about March Madness, too. All these TV timeouts. Like, every 2 minutes of game time, there's like another 90-second commercial. Told you guys. Told you. That's why being up 41-27 at halftime, I was not comfortable. Look at the second half points. 15-4 in favor of UC San Diego. I told y'all. Man, this shit's funny. Real quick, while we're on a commercial break. I do want to talk Sparty a bit. I do want to talk Sparty because Sparty, the Big Ten regular season champs. As I've said all night, they're going to be up against Bryant tomorrow. I have no idea where Bryant is. I'm not going to pretend like I know where it is. That's one of those second seed, 15 seed matchups where it's like, okay, like you'll only be paying attention to if you're realistically a Michigan State fan. Me, because I like Michigan State, I'll watch. Do I expect the game to be interesting? I know I said a few minutes ago I feel like MSU is going to do something to make it interesting. No, I don't actually mean it. I really think that tomorrow that Michigan State should manhandle Bryant. Somebody watching, where is this school at? I have no idea where Bryant's at. I've heard of them. I have no idea where this school is at. How did Bryant make this tournament being 20-11 in the regular season? 8-16 against the spread. Apparently, they're 22nd in Division One with points per game. I don't know. Maybe Michigan State got something to be worried about. Who knows? It feels like every year there's at least a 15 seed that upsets a 2. I forgot. I know St. John's is up big now, but was there another 15-2 matchup today? I feel like there was, and I don't remember what it was. I need to look real quick. I do not remember. I know we've had 14 threes, 13-4. Tennessee and Wofford. I mean, Tennessee only won by 15. I mean, no. All right. Well, yeah, there's your preview for tomorrow night. Michigan State should win. All right, back to some Wolverines basketball. Let's see if they can stop the bleeding. I don't know, man. This shit is dicey right now. Come on. Okay. Slow down. We gotta slow down here. We gotta simmer. All right, we're gonna take the show up until the 10-minute mark of the second half. I don't know if my heart can handle being on. Oh my god, yeah, you better give us some free throws for that shit. I don't know if my heart can handle going through the entire second half. No, I'll take up more of you guys this time. It's late night. We did a late night edition of this. It's about to be midnight on the East Coast. Which I'm sure a lot of you guys are gonna be up still watching this, but I don't want to take up too much more of you guys' time. But I was able to enjoy, live reacting with you guys. Thank you guys to those that were, chatting in the comments. Appreciate y'all. But for those still up, I mean, you'll see me tweet on the Gritsville account. This horribleness. Oh my god, we can't make a free throw. Oh my god, we gotta at least make one of these joints. Can we make one? Can we make one free throw? No, we cannot. 2 shots at the line and nothing to show for it. And UC San Diego's down 1. This is so funny. Oh my god, no. Okay, nice. Okay, we're back up at the line. Time to miss more free throws, guys. Oh my god, I can't believe we're only up 1. We were I know I was telling everybody oh, just watch, but I felt like I was gonna do some reverse psychology shit to where if I said it, it wouldn't happen. But then it happened. Nice. Okay, we got 1. Man, the Michigan fans looking a little dire out there. Where are they playing at? I don't even remember where they're playing. They're in the Mountain West somewhere. Okay, nice. You made the second one. What, another timeout? Okay, no. Oh, man. What a life. What a life, guys. Oh, a deep three, huh? Okay, he missed. Nice. All right. We're good. We're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. It's like, God, I really want Michigan to go far in this tournament. I don't see it. Oh my God. Why are we taking deep threes? Why are we letting them take threes? Oh my God. All right, defense kind of locked in a little bit there. UC San Diego. Okay. Oh my God. Can we get a rebound to save our lives? Can we please do this? You know, only took a million tries. All right, we're back up on the line. That's the only way we can score the second half, apparently. This shit's terrible, man. Why am I watching this garbage? I mean, man, let me tell you, you know, I get it, Taryn. I mean, I just saw that entire sequence where UC San Diego should be up by like 10 right now with the amount of threes I've been seeing them shoot, and Michigan just shooting all these incessant threes. Like, all right, we're starting to make free throws, but you guys are getting the looks, and that's what worries me. Man, this shit's scary. I'm sweating in this jacket, guys. I'm telling you. All right, Michigan's up 5. All right. Let's lock in. Lock in. Danny Wolf's checking back in. We got Area 51 on the court. Let's lock in. No, I didn't even realize that. UC San Diego is in some foul trouble. I mean, yeah, obviously, with the amount of free throws Michigan's been shooting this half already. This game's way closer than it needs to be. Nope, that's out of Michigan. Really? I could have sworn that was off Golden. I mean, I agree with the UC San Diego goals. He's like laughing, shaking his head. I really thought that was out on Golden. That really should be San Diego ball. That really should have been. All right, guys, come on. We just got to calm down here. You know, San Diego's coach is still laughing about that, I think. Or he just looks like a guy that's just happy to be there. If we can get a bucket, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Please do not shoot that 3. Okay, thank you. All right, there we go. Danny Wolf. Up by 7 again. All right, guys. I feel good now. I feel comfortable. I feel all right. Defense is locking in a little bit. We stopped the bleeding. All right. UC San Diego about to shoot 2. All right. We're on timeout. I thought so. The game is in Denver. Okay. All right, guys. This is the last commercial break we got going on as far as the TV is concerned. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in with us tonight. It's been a fun one. This has been a fun game. God, I really hope. Would the Sweet 16 be? No. If Michigan, MSU are in the Sweet 16, I am going to have to reschedule the show for when that game is on. I have no choice. I would have to do that. I'm going to let that be known right now. I would have to move the show whenever that game is, as long as I'm not working. I will have to move that. I have to be on air for that entirety of that game if Michigan and Michigan State are in there. But we will see. We will see where they're at. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Very much appreciate you. We're not editing it right this second. Like I said, we're going to get to the 10-minute mark of the second half. I think we're at like 12 left. But as soon as we get the 10-minute mark, we'll be cutting it. We'll see where we're at then. But what a fun one. I would love to live react to stuff more often. I know a lot of it right now is just kind of me seeing very like chaotic, but this is literally me. You guys are seeing authentic me when I watch sports. You could ask my fiance this all the time, especially when the Lions are on TV. I become a maniac. I talk to myself a lot. I say a lot of words that I can't say on air. I go all the time also. I bang on the walls. I do everything. I really am like toning it down for the sake of viewership so I don't look like a psychopath. But this is me. This is exactly who I'm supposed to be. So I'm wilding right now. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been really fun. Sometimes I just feel like I just need people to see like me being psychotic. Can we get back? Enough with these commercials, man. Like truly, we've seen way too many ads. Not enough game. I got Severance to watch, man. The Severance finale. I've been avoiding Twitter. I gotta watch that before someone ruins my life with that. All right, the Wendy's game break. What do we got? Oh, St. John's is putting more belt to ass on Omaha. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I need Texas Tech to stop doing what they're doing. Again, I took them at minus 15, and they're only up by 4.5. They really got to lock in. Ugh. Oh, yeah, I got to talk the Kansas game real quick. Only because that does involve former Michigan Wolverine Hunter Dickinson. I thought that shit was so funny when he left, expecting like he was going on to greener pastures. and now Kansas is bound. Like, I don't even remember what happened last year to Kansas. Probably nothing good. But then this year, this being the first Kansas team since I think 2006 to be bounced in the round of 64, that shit's hilarious, man. But hey, you want to be a diva, go for it. Good luck being an insurance salesman later on in your life. Michigan's only up by 5 now. You see San Diego made both free throws. We're out here. We're nervous. There we go. There we go. Michigan's up by 7 again. We're looking good. We're fine. Again, defense really locked up. Thank you. Stat on the screen. UC San Diego started the second half 5 for 6. Since then, they've been 1 for 8. So we're clamping them down. Nice. Thank you. Come on. Oh, wide open. You got to take that shot. Bang! Michigan's up by 10 again. Let's go. All right, we got a minute left till the 10-minute mark of the second half. 11-2 run. Love to see it. Defense is really clamping down. See, this is the Michigan experience. You come out the half, you play like absolute shit, then you kind of get it together a bit, and then you start playing like shit again to where it gets close, and then they somehow pull it out in the end. So right now we're in the He airballed that 3. Oh my lord. UC San Diego did. But this is the Michigan experience. They're now at the part where they're locked in. There is a lot of time left for the second collapse. Nah, I wouldn't have taken that 3. I don't know what you were doing. All right, guys, we are at the 10-minute mark, but I'll call it when I call it. Yeah, that's a foul. That's not goaltending. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. Come on. Funny enough, we're like right at the 10-minute mark because the clock stopped right at 10. But we're going to keep it going. A little bit more. Lock in, boys. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in. How do you allow that to happen? How do you allow that? UC San Diego made a 3. In the most egregious way. Absolutely egregious that he had the opportunity to even shoot that, let alone make it. All right. What the hell was that? Bang! We airballed the 3. Danny Wolf with a crazy rebound to keep it in bounds. 3-point shot. Lovely. Love to see it. Let's lock in. Let's not allow any more craziness. We will be stopping. Don't worry. Haha. All right, guys. This is it. We made it to the point. I've done everything I could. But once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this live react. Appreciate you guys so much. Again, Michigan up 10. There's 8:38 left. Please continue watching the game. I will be live tweeting the rest of this until we hit triple zeros, regardless of if Michigan blows this again. Because like I told you, the second collapse is still coming. It's still coming. That was a weak call. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys want to see the live reaction still continuing on Twitter, go to Gritsville _IESR. That's where you'll find the Twitter page for my show. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. It's March Madness is such an exciting time, man. Like it truly is. A lot of foul trouble going on. They had to take Golden out of the game. But we're going to see how this one ends. I'll be live tweeting the MSU game tomorrow too. And probably not as much on the Saturday game for U of M, depending on the time, because I do work. But I will still be getting some reactions out when I'm able to. March Madness, man. This weekend is going to be an exciting ass time. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to IE Sports Radio. Thank you to Larry B. Thank you to everybody for allowing me to have this platform to talk crazy and incessantly loud for absolutely no reason on air to all of you guys. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. It's always a blast to be on with you guys. We're going to have more Pistons talk next week. Man, I'm so excited for the Pistons, man. Let me tell you, what a time to be alive. But yes, thank you guys for watching Gritsville USA right here on IE Sports Radio. You can find us everywhere that you social media, whether that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, at IE Sports Radio. You go to IESportsRadio.com. You'll find my show, all the other great shows like Terrence's show, like Brian's show, like Glenn's show. We got so many more shows going on over there. So please tune into IA Sports Radio. You can find us wherever you can find your podcasts as well, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, Amazon. We are quite literally everywhere. The takeover is only starting now, guys, let me tell you. But appreciate you guys so much. One more time, you guys have been watching Gritsville USA right here on IA Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Have a good night.